Hey guys, when my wife and I, when we grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, she and I, we may have gone out of town like a few times.
Yeah, not too many.
But
we were very young.
Now, she and I, we've traveled all throughout the United States. We've gone out the country several times, and we absolutely love the travel experience.
Yeah. So a couple months ago, we actually moved from Fort Worth. We had been there, Fort Worth, Texas. We had been there for roughly 20 years.
Yeah.
And we relocated our family to Greenville, North Carolina.
Now, Greenville, North Carolina is a very small community.
Yeah.
Really, really, really great people, but not a lot to do within the city. Mm-hmm. And so she and
They do have really good food.
They have great food and a nice little culture. But having said all that, we decided to, explore all the surrounding areas. And so we took our family out every weekend on day trips. We did a day trip to Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Took us 5 hours to drive there, 5 hours back, but the whole middle of the day, we enjoyed D.C. And I mean, there is so much to do in D.C.
Yeah, you can do a lot in D.C. because pretty much, especially downtown, everything is free.
It's all free. And here's the point, I think, life should be this adventure. And if you're bored in life or you just feeling like, oh man, ain't nothing to do, you can change that.
Yeah.
Like you can find, there's culture everywhere. Even in Greenville, we found surrounding it, you got Little Washington and New Bern. And then we went to Emerald Island to the beach. I mean, we just hung out. It was literally, I think it was around Thanksgiving. It was all cold, but then we got like an 80-degree day.
And we went straight to the beach.
Went to the beach, man. And we just kind of hung out. We didn't spend a whole lot of money, but we had quality time with our kids. Yeah. When we went to D.C., we visited the African American History Museum, which is fantastic.
That is the best museum I've ever been to.
It is amazing, and it ain't just because we black. But it's just a really, really, really great museum. And so exposing our children to culture. Have you planned out over the next couple of weeks, like your next adventure?
Yeah.
This is something that's real big for us. We plan and we dream big. Mm-hmm. We dream big because we're on the same team when it comes to dreaming big and getting out of the norm. You know?
And so we've already planned out our vacations with one another for this year. Mm-hmm. And then we've already planned out our family vacations because we believe it's great to have family vacations, especially when you have little ones. Mm-hmm. But then when you're married, it's very important that you have one-on-one time alone with your spouse. Yeah. And so we've mapped out our vacations for the year.
Having said all that, if I were to ask you right now, do you have in your day planner set aside time where you're going to travel across the United States? Mm-hmm. If you can't afford that, which really is just gas, but if you can't afford to just go outside of the city limits, then have you planned something within your own city that's out of the norm? Just something that's a different, unique experience. Man, there are websites committed to the culture of your community in your city, and there's always something going on if you make the extra effort. But we don't settle for average, and we don't settle for a victim's mentality where we're just kind of like, oh, this city is so boring, ain't nothing to do. You can either sit there and complain, or you can get up and you can make a change. The other thing is, you got people around you. You can do a card game at the crib. You can do a Iron Chef at your house. There's plenty of ways for you to be able to figure out how to make life a little bit more interesting.
And sometimes it's not all about doing the same thing. So I know some of you guys are like, well, we do a date night, or we always, do the Iron Chef or board games. But sometimes it's about doing something different together. Because then at that point you are creating a new experience that none of you have ever been a part of before, and now you've created a new memory.
And so having said all of that, we do want to say this. We look up coupons. We look up websites that have basically given us a roadmap to what a city looks like when we go to it, and we can put some of those links down in the comment section below. But for those of you guys who are fired up about traveling the world, doing something different, I want you to I want you to share this thing, and if you could post in the comments some of the places that you're talking about going.
And one more thing before we finish. It doesn't matter what stage of life you're in, you deserve to see this world. You deserve to see a nearby city or the next door state.
Take a cruise, man.
Or take a cruise. You deserve to see
Go to Jamaica, man. Everything Irish. Everything I...
So get out of your rut. This is me shaking you. Get out of your rut. Go to a website, Google, and find something to do. Go somewhere this year.
Mm-hmm.